Once upon a not-so-distant royal fairy tale, Jessica Mulroney was the woman in Meghan's corner. Not just a stylist friend or someone you grab coffee with. No, Jessica was Meghan's ride or die. She helped her prep for the spotlight, dressed her to slay every camera, and even had her daughter Ivy in the royal wedding beside Princess Charlotte. That close. But then, boom. One controversial Instagram post involving race, and suddenly, poof, Jessica was ghosted. No statement, no defense, no grace, just gone. It's like Meghan hit the block button on life, and poor Jessica, she tried to keep it classy, posting sweet birthday messages, cryptic quotes about betrayal and friendship, trying to salvage whatever was left. But everyone could see it. She wasn't just dropped, she was disgraced. Brands dumped her, her reality show evaporated, and Meghan, she didn't say a word. Just let her BFF flail alone in a PR storm. It was cold, ice cold. Now here's where the drama escalates, like a Shonda Rhimes season finale. Tyler Perry, the billionaire mogul, the man who literally gave Meghan and Harry a house, a jet, privacy, a golden ticket to Hollywood, peace, after their royal exit. He was their guardian angel, honey, offering a soft landing after the British tabloid chaos. But guess who just got slapped with a massive lawsuit? Tyler. A former actor named Derek Dixon is accusing him of workplace harassment, like $260 million, 0 cents worth of accusations. And we're not talking vague accusations, we're talking graphic, personal, deeply disturbing claims involving power abuse and inappropriate behavior. And guess who's suddenly silent? Meghan. Not a peep, not an Instagram story, not a cryptic quote about believing victims, nothing. Let that sink in. She dropped Jessica over a comment, but Tyler, who's facing a lawsuit filled with gut-wrenching allegations, gets a full royal silence. Let's talk hypocrisy. Meghan and Harry built an empire on truth, on accountability, on calling out injustice, even when it's uncomfortable. They dragged the royal family. They slammed the British press. They made documentaries, podcasts, interviews, crying out about trauma, racism, toxic systems. But now, when their benefactor is under fire, crickets. And it's loud. It's deafening. So here's the real question. Was it ever about justice, or was it just about who's useful? Tyler is still rich, still influential, still has that private jet. Jessica, she's not a PR asset anymore. She's expendable. Welcome to the Markle playbook. Here's where things get even juicier. Tyler Perry's sexuality has been whispered about in Hollywood circles for years. He always kept things vague. There's even that famous quote he used to shut it all down. If you think I'm gay, send your girlfriend over. Whew. That's not just deflection, that's ego with a side of toxic masculinity. And now, this lawsuit throws everything into question. Derek Dixon didn't even know Perry was allegedly into men at the time. He just wanted to act, to work, to build something. But according to the lawsuit, what he got was emotional manipulation, power plays, and inappropriate advances. Tyler allegedly crossed physical boundaries. This isn't gossip, this is legal. And Meghan still hasn't said a thing. Meanwhile, Jessica Mulroney is just trying to survive. You can tell it's pain, not just from losing a friend, but from realizing maybe she never really mattered to Meghan in the way she thought. She's attending charity events, hinting at a comeback, focusing on her kids, but that smile, it's wounded. This wasn't just a falling out, it was a public execution, and it revealed the cold machinery behind Meghan's glittering brand. Jessica was there at the beginning, crafting the image, the glam, the girl boss energy Meghan now sells to the world. And the second it became inconvenient, that bond vanished like a puff of royal perfume. And let's be real, it's not just Jessica. Meghan's history of friend churn is a novel in itself. Estranged dad? Check. Half siblings? Gone. Staff who spoke up? Discredited. Even Doria, her mother, reportedly stepped back after years of quiet support. There's a pattern here, and it's disturbing. Get close to Meghan, and unless you're still serving a purpose, your days are numbered. Now Tyler is in the hot seat, and Meghan and Harry are boxed in. Speak out and offend a powerful billionaire who could still open doors. Stay silent and expose themselves as performative frauds. So far, they've chosen silence. Strategic silence. Calculated silence, the kind that says, your pain isn't my problem unless it hurts my brand. Let that marinate. Because the truth is, they know what this looks like. They have media consultants, PR teams, image experts. This isn't ignorance, it's a gamble. A bet that the public will forgive and forget. That the Netflix glow and royal victim narrative will protect them. But people are watching. And people are connecting the dots. What's wild is the sheer number of fans still defending them. Tyler deserves due process, they say. Meghan shouldn't jump to conclusions. Okay, but where was that energy when Jessica got thrown under the bus? Where was her due process? Exactly. This isn't about justice. This is about usefulness. Who has power? Who still opens doors? And when you're not useful anymore, you're out. Meghan says she broke free from toxic systems, but from here, it looks like she built her own, one where she decides who matters, who gets protected, and whose pain is worth acknowledging. So now, here we are. Jessica quietly picking up the pieces. Tyler facing a legal firestorm. And Meghan watching from the shadows, choosing, calculating, and in all that silence, she's made the loudest statement of all. She's shown us that her values, truth, justice, loyalty, they're flexible, they bend for billionaires, they break for best friends. So the next time someone says Meghan's all about empowerment, ask them this: empowerment for who? Let's talk about something no one wants to admit out loud, but we're all thinking it. Meghan and Harry don't just live their brand, they are the brand. Every public move, every smiling photo op, every strategically vague quote about healing or truth or reclaiming the narrative, it's curated like a Vogue cover shoot. And here's where it gets really spicy. That same brand, it only functions if they maintain access to power. And Tyler Perry, he's not just Hollywood royalty, he's a media kingmaker. You don't just burn bridges with someone like that because of a scandal, not unless you're ready to go to war with half of Hollywood. So Meghan's silence? It's not confusion. It's not indecision. It's a corporate decision, a carefully weighed, quietly approved move by people who sit in boardrooms and say things like, let's not get involved. But honey, by staying quiet, you already are involved. Let's not forget, Meghan and Harry have deals. Multi-million-dollar contracts with Netflix, Spotify, okay, RIP to that one, Penguin Random House, and probably more under wraps. And those deals? They don't live in a vacuum. They rely on staying relevant, staying likable, and staying in the right rooms with the right people. What happens if Meghan speaks out and Tyler Perry decides she's no longer part of his circle? What if doors start closing? What if Hollywood, which already side-eyes outsiders, suddenly labels her a liability? That's what's at stake. That's why the silence is not just silence, it's self-preservation. Meanwhile, poor Jessica got no such consideration. One bad headline and she was tossed into the PR trash can like last season's handbag. So yeah, if it feels like a double standard, it is. By now, people close to the Sussexes are starting to catch on. Staffers, old friends, stylists, even fellow celebs. They've seen the pattern. The Markle dust that sparkles until it doesn't. You're in the inner circle, you're glowing, your name's buzzing in headlines, and then, boom, one bad move, one misstep, one unfortunate scandal, and suddenly you're off the invite list. Blocked, ghosted, deleted. Some have even started talking to the press, anonymously, of course. They whisper about the transactional friendships, the emotional detachment, the way everything feels like a script. One former aide allegedly described their time with Meghan as walking on eggshells while smiling through a mirror. And now, even Doria, Meghan's mother, her quiet, steady, supportive rock, is being talked about. Rumors that she's pulled back too, choosing peace over proximity. And if your own mother feels the need to take space, woo, that says everything, which is why it matters, which is why it's so revealing. Now, here's a twist that stings. Meghan is hailed everywhere as a feminist icon, a woman of color standing tall in elite white spaces, a woman reclaiming her voice in a world built to silence her. And yes, that narrative matters. It matters deeply. But how feminist is it to stay silent when a man is accused of weaponizing power over another man? Especially a man with less privilege, less protection, less money. Why is one woman's racist tweet more scandalous than another man's alleged years-long abuse? Because one affects optics and the other affects opportunity? Make it make sense. At the end of the day, Meghan's not acting out of confusion. She's playing the game, and playing it well. Too well, some might say. She's choosing who stays and who goes, who gets defended and who gets deleted, not based on right or wrong, but on relevance. And Tyler Perry? Still relevant, still resourceful, still rich. So she stays silent. It's brutal, but it's the game she's chosen, and the rules, she's rewriting them as she goes. So where does this all leave us? Jessica Mulroney? Still picking up pieces, rebuilding her name from the ruins of a friendship she probably thought was unbreakable. Derek Dixon? Standing alone, staring down a billion-dollar media mogul, hoping someone, anyone will say, "I believe you." Tyler Perry, facing a lawsuit that could shake his empire, while the people he once sheltered are now sheltering their image instead. And Meghan, still silent, still smiling, still calculating, because this isn't a fairy tale anymore. This is a chessboard. And Meghan, she's playing to win, even if it means sacrificing pawns along the way. Meghan once walked away from the royal family claiming she wanted freedom, peace, truth, a new life, far away from toxic tradition. But what she walked into is its own version of monarchy, a curated, media-fed machine where she still reigns, but now she answers to no one. There are no royal protocols, no firm, no press officers to keep her in line, just silence, carefully placed smiles, and calculated loyalty. And in that silence, 1,000 people are realizing they were never friends, just supporting roles in the Markle moment. So as Jessica rebuilds, as Derek speaks out, as Tyler faces the courts, we watch Meghan and Harry from their Montecito mansion, watching, waiting, choosing. And that silence, that's not just strategy, that's the real story.